Hey guys, welcome to old SmokinSteve's. Today we're going to be covering the basics of the big green egg. I know a lot of you may be thinking about getting one, or maybe some of you are newbies and just got one and don't know a whole lot about the Kamada or the big green egg or whatever. And this video is just to help those people out and to figure out how it works and what to expect out of it, and just to help you along with the process. So we're going to go outside and take a look at the big green egg and go through a few things for you. Okay guys, let's start at the bottom and work our way up. Down here at the bottom is the bottom damper, and that opens up and lets air in, and that's how we get the fire going. The more it's open, the more air is going to go in, and the hotter that fire is going to be. Now you have a little screen here. You keep that closed to keep any hot ash from spilling out. So when you first light it, you want to have this all the way open. So you want as much air to get in there as possible. Now when smoking, you generally smoke from 225 to 250. I like to smoke at 250. Once you light the coals and it gets up near temperature, you start dialing this back down a little bit. Then to get 250, you're only open about like that. Could vary depending on weather conditions and whatnot, but that's your bottom damper. Okay, let's move on up. Okay, let's go ahead and open her up and take a look inside. Okay, hopefully you can see that down in there. This is all ceramic in here, and this is what you call the firebox. Okay, and this little groove right here, that wants to be lined up with your bottom damper, right in the middle of that. And that will let your air in here, and it comes in the holes. And you want, when your lump charcoal's in here, these holes have to be pretty much clear, and these holes along the side, you don't want them all plugged up and stuff, because you want your air to get in there. When putting your lump in, I generally put it into almost the top of that firebox. Okay. You may not use it all, probably more than likely you won't, but there's no problem. Any excess that's left over after the cook, you just shut down both dampers, and those coals go out, and you can use them for the next cook. Now on top of this ring here, that's where your grate will go. Okay, this would be for a sear, maybe doing some steaks or burgers at 400 or 500 degrees, maybe even 600 or 700 degrees, however hot you want to get it. But if you're wanting to smoke, you need to put the plate setter in there, which I have here. That's this thing here, and that sets right down in there. Okay, like so, and that way that keeps that direct heat off of your food, and all the heat comes up around the edges, the heat and the smoke, and it kind of goes around the food, and kind of like a convection oven. Keeps the food really moist, and does a good job. On top of that plate setter goes your grate, and that's where the food would go. Okay, so pretty cut and dry. I have a different setup here, a little extra that I bought that even makes this more versatile, and I'll be having a video on that, and you can check that out. Okay, these gaskets here, you want to keep those in good shape. These have just been replaced not too long ago, and after you replace them, or when you have your new egg, you want to do 2 or 3 cooks at low temperatures, maybe 250, 300 degrees, something like that. You don't want to get it real hot right off the bat. Give these gaskets a time to cure at low temperatures and stuff. That will help out a lot. Okay guys, let's check out the top of this rascal. On the top you have this little thermometer here, which will give you a readout of your dome temperature. And on the top, this little guy is the rain cap. You know, when you're not using it and you want to keep the rain out, you want to keep this on there. And I'll show you the damper, the top damper. Now this baby is cast iron, so it does rust. And well, let me show you a little bit about it. You just set that right on there like that. Well, you don't set it on there like this, but I just want to show you something. Okay, let's say you have your damper set here and open the lid. Okay, this opened up when you opened the lid, so this isn't in the right position that you want it. I like to keep the screw right top like this. Some people put it over here on the left, but I like it on the top. So if I have that dialed in for a cook at 250 or whatever, these are barely open. Then when you open the lid, everything stays put. It's not sliding around on you, and you don't have to continually monitor it. It's not going to move on you. So that's basically it. Now when you first light the fire, you want that all the way open, okay, and you want the bottom all the way open. And that's going to allow as much air as possible in there to get those coals going and get you up to temperature. But you know, after a few minutes, after you light the fire, you want to go ahead and close that and maybe open this one up all the way. Then as you get closer to temp, you want to start dialing that in. It's a lot easier to creep up on your set temperature than go over and try to bring it back down, because it takes forever. These guys retain the heat really well, so it's better to creep up on your temperatures. So that's about it on the basics. Oh, one more thing. This back here in the back, there's some bolts back here that tighten these 2 bands up. There's 1 band for the lid and 1 band for the bottom. Let me see if I can show you here. It's these bolts right here. Okay. Now you want to keep those tight. If you don't, there's a possibility that this lid could fall out when you open it. So you want to keep these bolts tight, and actually these bolts should even be bent a little bit. You want to get them that tight. So a little bit of bend's not going to hurt anything. You can still take the nuts off and what have you. So that's what you want to do there. So guys, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. We're going to be having a lot of good stuff on here on the Big Green Egg. I'm going to be going over low and slow cooks, how to start your fire, and set your dampers for low and slow. And we're going to be doing some product reviews of accessories and stuff like that. And not to mention a bunch of cooks, and have recipes for good stuff to smoke up and grill. So be sure to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next one.